As we mentioned, more than 160 people hurt when it comes to the number of people killed in this blast. What they can say is anywhere from 5 to 15 people. This morning, team coverage of our reporters who are on the ground right now in West Texas.
We're going to turn it over to our David Scott, who has been there throughout the night in West with the very latest information. We are going to hear from him here in just a second. Let's go to him now.
First, new casualty numbers. We're told 160 people were injured in this blast and treated at regional hospitals. They're guesstimating fatalities at 5 to 15. That could go up. A number of people are missing. They've been searching throughout the night for the rubble. They're waiting now for dawn. The light should help. The blast occurred about 8 o'clock last night, leveling just about everything for 5 blocks in every direction. 60 or 70 homes, a school, a nursing home where 133 senior citizens were safely gotten out. Then there was the big blast. Cell phone video submitted to NBC affiliate KXAS shows the fireball, the blast ripping through the West fertilizer plant in Texas.
The plant was on fire prior to the explosion. It was pretty fully engulfed when I arrived.
Firefighters were already on the scene as well as EMS when the explosion occurred.
When I have no idea how many EMS people may be hurt.
A blast so strong many thought it was an earthquake.
Massive, just like Iraq, just like the Murray building in Oklahoma City. Same kind of anhydrous exploded, so you can imagine what kind of damage we're looking at there.
It rattled everything in the house. It took my breath away.
75 buildings, including homes, a middle school, and nursing home, damaged or destroyed.
And there are homes leveled, there are businesses leveled, there is massive devastation in the downtown West area.
We got a lot of people still trapped in houses, but that's dangerous materials. That's hazardous material. We can't get to them.
A triage center was established at a local high school, but later evacuated for fear of a second explosion.
Right now, we have tremendous amount of injuries, probably over 100 injuries at this time.
Fires by the blast burned into the morning. Those fires and possible dangerous fumes preventing emergency workers from searching the rubble. Because of the danger of possible toxic fumes, about half of this town of 2,800 were evacuated. Now we're just waiting for the all clear and for daylight to help in the search and rescue. The mayor here, Tommy Muska, is a volunteer fireman, and he tells us 3 to 5 other volunteer firemen are still listed as missing. Back to you.
David, I'm not sure how far you are away from the explosion site, but I'm wondering, since you did mention the chemicals, do you smell anything in the air that would indicate that, yes, it is a threat?
The closest we got was when we arrived at the triage center on the south edge of town. They're not letting anyone near the plant whatsoever. I didn't smell anything, didn't notice anything, but they moved about half the town out, and as the winds change, they may have to evacuate more people. So it is a concern to them.
Already evacuated half the town. David, thank you so much for that. Stay safe.
We heard David mention the winds, and certainly the weather is a factor there. There's a storm moving through the area. We're going to get to David Yeomans with more on the forecast up in West here in just a second. The governor is also monitoring the situation closely.
Governor Rick Perry's going to hold a press conference later on this morning. He's going to do so with some state emergency management officials by his side, giving him a briefing about what is happening right now. But he does say that he has already mobilized state resources to help emergency crews at the scene of the explosion. In a statement sent out last night, the governor said, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the people of West and the first responders on the scene," end quote. Chris Sadeghi is also on the scene this morning, talking with some of the people who have been left homeless because of this blast.
He joins us from a hotel where many of those people are now staying. And good morning to you, Chris.
Good morning, Brian. Yeah, they're staying at this hotel about 3/4 of a mile from the explosion site. The explosion was strong enough to knock out this window, but at least the building here is still standing, unlike a lot of them on the other side of the highway. I can say that just within the last 30 minutes, the weather has taken a turn for the worse. It's gotten significantly colder, and the rain has started to fall, and that will only stand to make things more difficult. Already there are a lot of roads shut down inside the city limits of West. That's also where the search and rescues are going on, and this weather could play havoc with that. You had a lot of people coming to this hotel. Some of them knew that their home was destroyed. Others were told to evacuate. A lot of them began evacuating even before the explosion because the fire was already starting to blow towards them. And then when that explosion happened, the ground shook and they knew that they had to get out of there. We talked to a couple different people. Some were told to evacuate. Others had to do it as a matter of life and death.
Everyone was running towards the same direction. I saw little kids with bloody faces, you know, people, everything's happening so fast. You're just not, you're trying to make your mind register, you know, what just happened.
We were actually boarding up the house at the time, and the police came by and said they really need us to leave. It wasn't anything other than at that time they said it was a potential for a second explosion, and they also said the plume of the ammonia gas was going to be coming.
And the rain is starting to come down harder, so this is something we will keep our eyes on. We will keep you updated with everything going on in West, including this weather, which could really throw another wrench into this already tough situation. Brian, Sally, back to you.